This is the weather forecast video for Tuesday, June the 12th, 2012. Taking a look at the satellite image from last evening, a complex of showers and thunderstorms across the Gulf Coast and into Oklahoma and Texas, producing some widespread wind damage across the south with the derecho moving through that area, some cloudiness across the east and even in the northwest. The watch warning map from a little bit before midnight. There's severe thunderstorm watches in Oklahoma and also across the far southern part of the country. Some flood watches in Georgia and South Carolina, and the rest of the nation is quiet and dry. The QPF chart, though, doesn't look very dry. It's a rainfall through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock and rain across the Gulf Coast up the eastern seaboard. And then there's this bullseye in Minnesota and the Dakotas and even into northwest Iowa that may be a little bit overinflated. So let's take a look at that overinflated rainfall and storm systems with the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. There's energy across Hudson Bay that'll be well to our north, the west to east flow across the country. There's the storm system along the east coast, down along the Gulf Coast, where they're going to get a lot more rain, while around here it'll be dry and cool with temperatures in the 70s to low 80s. Same thing goes for Wednesday, but then there's this moisture that seems to want to pop up just to our west, across the Dakotas, Nebraska, down into Oklahoma and Louisiana. It's just toying with us. Then Thursday, the GFS wants to paint showers and thunderstorms, and this is now the second day in a row the GFS has done this. So we'd have to think about that. Friday, it even wants to toy with us with maybe a slight chance of a shower. I'm kind of not leaning that way either. It looks to remain mainly dry again Friday, with highs getting up into the low to mid 80s. Saturday, it's still painting showers and thunderstorms close by and up into Minnesota and Wisconsin, and chances will be getting a little bit better for Saturday with highs in the 80s to lower 90s. And then Sunday, still some rain, some to our north, some to our south. It'll still remain warm and humid. Well, a little more humid than this past weekend, with highs around 90 or the degrees either side of that. Monday, to start off the new work week, here comes a storm system. With some low pressures across the plains, Gulf moisture coming up, could be a shower storm Monday. And a week from today, on the 19th, we have a pretty decent, vigorous storm system coming through the northern plains and coming up into the state in Minnesota, and here comes a cold front, and this looks vigorous, so we'll have to keep an eye on this one. Showers, thunderstorms. This looks like a severe weather setup the way this looks, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But a couple of days later, here comes the heat back. 588 ridge over the south, the storm track just to our north. We'll still be in the zonal flow at this point, so we may get a shower just close by or close enough to us that we could get a shower. One of these mesoscale convective systems, that one of these overnight deals that's overnight into the morning, so we'll have to watch at that. And a couple days later, even a couple days after that, on the 25th, this 594 ridge develops, and it pumps up, and the heat just builds. And even a couple days at the end of the forecast on the 27th, it begins to shift slightly to the west. We get a northwesterly flow aloft from this storm system over Hudson Bay and another over the northwest. So we could get a slight cool off from the Great Lakes at that time toward the very end of the month. So we'll keep our hopes up that this heat wave, if it happens, is a very short duration one. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one on Wednesday.